But we really don't care about the Democratic Party until we know we can put them in check for what we put them in check, because they have really been put in check many, many years ago, even going back to the days of Nixon. Bud knows Nixon, Mr. Plummer. You know what I'm saying? We should have shut them down then. But, being that most of the elites and these different groups have been manipulating both parties as a whole, in more ways than one, we see this. You know what I'm saying? So we should have shut it down years ago, but the people were too busy playing ball, too busy scared of the government, because after they saw all these different assassinations of presidents and war and all kinds of shit distracting the people while they robbed them blind from clean side inside out. Same thing went on in Germany, you know what I'm saying, when they realized they couldn't do certain things in Germany based on the elites and these oligarchs and these different rich people, you know what I'm saying, manipulating the dollar bill all around the world. You know what I'm saying? It caused that war to me in Germany in more ways than one, putting them into their banking system. You know what I'm saying? You do your research, you will understand. But now we see the New York County announced two RSV linked deaths in adults. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to there's some kind of new, you know what I'm saying? We see this is going to happen, so we're not going to get into it because by now people should know. Fight over election tally threatens Arizona certification, as we see. Arizona now kicking off that little storm, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? But the two Republicans who control the election board in a rural Arizona county have sued over su- they have sued their own election director to force her to conduct a greatly expanded hand count of ballots cast in the November 8th election. The standoff that could affect certification of the results. They want, you know what I'm saying? They want, I think it's called Coochie County, you know what I'm saying? County Elections Director Lisa Mara, listen to the name, to hand over roughly 12,000 ballots cast on election day to the county records and elected Republicans. The elected county prosecutor warned the private lawyers representing the two GOP board members that taking ballots without authorization could subject their clients to felony charges. Not if they're counting the ballots to make sure that you ain't fucking cheat, Mrs. Lisa Morrow. You know what I'm saying? Or Mara, whatever you call yourself. I know there's a lot of Latino Biden that is using in our government to do garbage as well. That's why he let them over the border, because they've been serving him probably well in the con game of con in this country, in twisting it into their so-called replacement theory bullshit. Because I notice everywhere you turn, when you call the phone in the police department, it's the same thing. When you call everywhere, it's the same thing. But you don't announce any other languages on that phone. It only seems to be them. But when we look at those who are being elected in the Latino come into the government and have been there for quite a while now, has been following down this Luciferian garbage plans and going right along with it. But we need this year, we need everybody to be on the dime, on correct, 100% checking every fucking ballot. There is no way that what we saw in 2020 was any kind of election. They've been doing this garbage for years. This is the worst I've seen so far, where they're locking doors from government officials from coming in to just observe. When have you ever seen some bullshit like that? You know what I'm saying? So we need Coochie County or whatever they call down there to get their shit together. You know what I'm saying? Nobody have time to be playing with you and the garbage that y'all guys do. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to this year election, we need to make sure, because what we seen just went on not too long ago, constantly talking about dividing the country and all this different shit. These two parties are supposed to be governing one country, but fighting each other as if they're fighting for two countries, or fighting for one side is there's a borderline on one side over here and one side over there. We're talking about the country as a whole and getting it back on its feet like it's supposed to. Well, it's on its feet, but making it the way it should run. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying build back better and all kind of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You ain't building back a goddamn thing except your damn brain, which probably won't happen. So we have to make sure that we scrutinize everything this year and make sure that we watch every ballot and every count and every demon Democrat closely, and the groups that we notice out there, Oath Keepers and all these other groups, trying to run shit the wrong way. We need this election to be 100% fair, square, and uno mano. Not no bullshit running around the place doing a bunch of garbage, and then when shit pop off, you want to blame everybody under the sun. So we're going to see what's going on this election to make sure that we do it right. We need the people to do the same thing as well. We need the people to be paying close attention to every single thing that go on when it comes to election. We don't need to be hearing about no lockout ballots and all this other good old shit. You know what I'm saying? And this is what we've been encountering in this whole situation. You know what I'm saying? Never has we really seen that before in government. We saw the Al Gore Bush situation, and we know he cheated that. You know what I'm saying? Talking about that, and then he knocked down the World Trade Center. I still say that today. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't going to change, because that's exactly why he cheated another 4 years out of it, so he could complete the job. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't fooling point blank in no shape or form. You know what I'm saying? You garbage then, and you garbage now. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of people is not paying attention to that situation, but we need to. And it's important that we do now more than ever. You know what I'm saying? We cannot all just say everybody's going to be demon Democrat, or Biden saying some stupid shit about, you know what I'm saying, he don't want it to be no Democrats or Republican. He just wanted to be, one party against the demon Democrat Republic. You know what I'm saying? So we watch him carefully as to how he run this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because he's full of garbage then, just like he's full of garbage now. You know what I'm saying? And it's not adding up, because what they have done has already taken place. And I hope a lot of people have learned from this group that happened, how important it is for you to be paying attention to many other things except TikTok, Facebook, gang banging, and rappers on TV with big jiggly butts, which do look good, and all that type of stuff, because that is not everything. You see what I'm saying? That is not everything, and we have to understand that. You know what I'm saying? We need to pay more close attention as to what is going on in our country based on these things. You know what I'm saying? Based on these things. There is no way we're going to just sit here and say that, we're not going to pay attention to that. Yes, we are. Because look at exactly what happened. Look at exactly what happened. It damn near destroyed the country in more ways than one. You know what I'm saying? Putting it to Biden and putting it to his ultimate test of their Luciferian garbage that they pull. And there is no other way I'm going to see it around that, because I know the different type of people that run this government. I know the type of people that we have in our government that's doing a bunch of garbage. You know what I'm saying? We have to do better than that. It's important that we do better than that. You know what I mean? We can't just sit back and expect that the government is going to absolutely do the right thing. There is no way they're going to do 100% the right thing, because, and if they do it, they're going to make it look like as if they didn't do it. They're going to make it look as if, like, you know what I'm saying, we, the people, are the corporates, and they are the holy ones with the holy grail. You know what I'm saying? But we have to start paying more close attention to stuff like that, because this is how a lot of people have been fooled off in more ways than one into many things, and feel that they're doing the right thing by following down the road with this. These are the same people who claim to be talking about God, and at the same time, what God we keep asking them, and then, you know, they get a bunch of other people to follow that same trade. They know there is no God in their mind. In their mind, their God is Satan. You know what I'm saying? It's some statue or something that they worship. You know what I'm saying? These cultic people seems to have this type of behavior everywhere we go, and it seems to be spreading all across the planet Earth as well. You know what I'm saying? But we see New York City Mayor Eric Q. Ball Adams announced across the broad cuts. You know what I'm saying? Here, like his head. You know, and I'm from Q Ball Adams. You know what I'm saying? He up there doing a bunch of garbage. If you ask me, and whoever had him elected need to kick him out. You know what I'm saying? Do not re-elect him. Like, to me, he should not be re-elected next election. When his spot comes up, we need to make sure these people understand that you might be grazing his teeth, hanging out with celebrities and greasing up your bald head and all kind of carrying on nonsense you do at these parties and these different dips and cuts. But when it comes to the seat that you're sitting in that has to do with taking care of the American people's business, when it comes to the government in itself and its leadership as lawmakers, we have to make sure to understand that the people have the power in every state to make sure, because it's in the Constitution, to make sure that they do not bring tyranny down on the people, such as what we saw. This is the reason why the even Democrats were so enlightened to say they want to bring down the filibuster. They were so enlightened to want to bring down, change even voting rights and all types of redistricting of lines and gerrymandering, all kinds of crazy tricks was going on, based on the fact that they were definitely, you know what I'm saying, once in, they're going to make sure that they try to stay in there and not come out. You know what I'm saying? Even when it came to the election, we saw the same thing. Many things Biden was saying on the election, I was wondering if people were really listening to what he was saying, even when it came to open border policy. But one thing they did hear is that it was Trump's fault. Oh my goodness. But we see the demon Democrats have 7 weeks to block Trump from running for office. Imagine that, what I told you. You know what I'm saying? Why is it so important that you blocking Donald J. Trump from running for office? Using every scheme possible this side of Mexico. You know what I'm saying? But the demon democratical representation, David, we named Circus Line, or I guess it's still whatever the clown name is, you know what I'm saying? Circulated a letter amongst the party colleagues to invoke the 14th Amendment. There we go, the 14th Amendment. What did I tell you? You know what I'm saying? You know, this is what they've been trying to invoke the whole time on Donald J. Trump, using all Black Lives Matter, all these different groups to cause the country to go into the complete free fall of chaos according to how much they let out on this chaoticness, even when it came to me, and I'm sorry to say, because the lives of children have been lost when it comes to this school stuff and these different things that have been going on, Columbine, and a lot of these things that have been going on, to me, has been done deliberately somehow and has a connection somewhere that does not seem right and does not seem fair to what happened to these children in these schools. Now, say, even when we look at the Uvalde incident and we see the nonsense that this officer did, and he was, guess what, a Latino again. You see what I'm saying? As they let him over the border, these people are playing ball with these Luciferian bean knucklehead, ball-headed football like that sheriff in Uvalde with his cue ball looking ass. You know what I'm saying? And getting up into our police department, our government, and everywhere else, and they're bringing their Luciferian bullshitical, what do you call it? Sadistic, twisted, necromaniac mind up in there, such as AOC Alejandro, Alex, whatever her name, Cortez. Talking about the AOC here, EOS. You know what I'm saying? But we see that they have circulated, trying to invoke the 14th Amendment in the anticipation of Donald Trump announcing to run again for president. Yeah, because you know he's gonna dig up in your behind. You know full well he did it before, got your asses straight to the point you got so scared to the point where you saw y'all asses was about to be exposed to the garbage that was going on. Same thing happened with Hillary Clinton and Alec Baldwin and that girl that was working that was shot on the set. Don't come with that bullshit. We as American people must now start to pay attention to more than bullshit coming out of the Democratic Party's mouth and their con games. You know what I'm saying? Many people are trapped in that religious square box book. It's a right angle and it's a book and it's a square box. You're trapped in that matrix and you need to get out of there and come to reality. You know what I'm saying? When we look at this situation, you know what I'm saying? But they want to invoke that 14th Amendment so Trump could be tried for something like espionage or some bullshit. That is what they use the document trick for. But I don't understand why it is you don't want him to run. Let him run if he want to run. Jennifer Bell confirmed to Newsweek that the letter title, listen to what the letter is titled, that this clown, David or whatever his name is, Dave Nuthead, you know what I'm saying? Listen to what the title of the letter said. Stop Donald Trump. Stop Donald J. Well, it says Donald Trump, but I said Donald J. Trump, Trumpy Behead, baby, from holding federal office again. Began being circulated Tuesday evening. She said the Rhode Island congressman first, look me from Rhode Island, congressman first informed his colleagues he was working on such a legislation last December. Now, he needs to, one thing he should practice though, he should work on a bus ticket, pack his shit, and get the fuck out of our government with that piece of garbage. All must pay the piper, and nobody's above the law. Not even the president of the United States. You bald-headed football set of clowns, because you lied to the people about the Constitution, continuously making them believe they had no power there at all based on that Constitution. You know what I'm saying? Why did you write one or even ask the Iroquois nation to draft you up one if you weren't going to live it? We know you weren't going to live by it. But the people have to make them do so. It's important that you understand this now. This has nothing to do with black or white. This has nothing to do with that racist bullshit tonight. This has nothing to do with demon Democrats or Republicans. This has to do with the American people protecting their land, their home, and their place, or you're going to be replaced. You know what I'm saying? When we really look at it, you know what I'm saying? Even within our own government, and these people get to the top in our government, then we all gonna be fucked, because they're gonna bring that Luciferian piece of shit with them up in there, such as we've seen. But we see Pennsylvania House votes to impeach Philly DA Larry, so whatever his name is, who really gives a flying crap. But at the same time, we're gonna go ahead and leave it here, you know what I'm saying? Because we even see the FBI Homeland Security Chief, you know, details biggest U.S. threats to biggest threats at the House panel hearing. You know what I'm saying? And listen to this cue ball, football. Oh my God! Look at the cue on it. Look at the cue on it. Head shine, globe fucking shine. He look like an idiot. You know what I'm saying? On November 15th, the head of the FBI, Department of Homeland Security, on Tuesday highlighted several threats brought domestic and abroad facing the U.S. state. Yeah, like your cue ball ass that's in there for one. Let's just get that straight. You're full of shit then and you're full of shit now. Same thing we have here.